Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Seriously going to deny me a plea deal because of my history? What history?
Mr. Sullivan, you're in a courtroom. Mute yourself until we call your case, please.
Sorry.
Okay, this is 240712, the City of Taylor versus Jason Sullivan.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matthew Zick for the people. Morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey Fanto for Mr. Sullivan. I advised the court that, and the court knows that we had had what we thought was an agreement. Mr. Sullivan has indicated he no longer wishes me to represent him. And that includes any of the attorney group out of this court.
So is he retaining an attorney?
I don't know, Judge. He suggested that he may, but in the interim, I would at least have asked the court to appoint someone out of, or ask regional MIDC to appoint someone to represent him. We also have, the matter was scheduled for tomorrow, but understandably, based on what our agreement was, what we thought it might be, he has an availability problem tomorrow. It's my understanding a complaint in this matter may have one as well. And just ask it be moved to March 21st. And then if he chooses to retain an attorney, then that attorney can discuss the matter with Mr. Zick.
So Mr. Gazicki, there's been a material breakdown of your relationship? Or I'm sorry, Mr. Fanto?
There has been a significant breakdown, yes, Your Honor.
All right, but he's never even met Mr. Gazicki, right?
He's concerned about the association with our group with the court, Judge.
All right, Mr. Sullivan, what's your problem with Mr. Gazicki, an attorney you've never even met?
Well, with this group alone, I've came to 2 plea deals. Both plea deals have been denied. This has been a waste of almost 8 months of my time. And I've not even been given a discovery package or any evidence of this crime I committed.
So what does Mr. Gazicki have to do with any of that? I've not heard a single word about him.
I have no care for a company that doesn't care to take care of their clients.
Okay, well, Mr. Fanto and Mr. Gazicki aren't even at the same firm. They don't work for the city. They're in 2 separate firms, and they're independent counsel. They're not paid by the court even. They're paid by the Michigan Indigent Defense Council. They're completely independent from the court and the city.
I just made it clear to Mr. Fanto I wanted nothing to do with him or the company he associates with.
All right, well, that's too bad for you, because here's the thing, Mr. Sullivan, you don't get to pick your attorney. If you want to go hire one, get who you want. And if you don't want to work with Mr. Fanto, that's fine. But this idea that an indigent defendant gets to just go through lawyers until he finds the one he wants and to disregard indigent defense counsel because he has some feeling without even having an interaction with that attorney it's insane, sir. And I'm not going to just keep appointing you attorneys because you don't like the outcome or you don't like the advice the attorneys give you. I don't know what to tell you about that.
It's not that I don't like anything. It's the fact that for 8 months now, I've yet to receive my discovery package. I've seen no evidence of this.
Have you asked your attorney for it? Have you had conversations? I mean, what does that have to do with, have you had conversations about that?
So the lawyer's job is to represent me, but it's my job to ask him how to represent me. That's exactly why there's a failure in communication.
If you want a physical copy of your discovery, yeah.
So as a defendant,
did you go to law school
for the evidence against me? If there's any evidence, that should be at a show cause hearing. I never even got a show cause hearing.
What? Okay, you clearly did not go to law school. It's never been more evident to me, Mr. Sullivan, that you literally have no idea what you're even talking about. Listen, you know what, Mr. Fanto? You can meet with Mr. Gazicki and you can see if you want him to represent you, or you can retain your own lawyer.
That is fine with me. I'm not trying to sit here and argue with you. I know you got better stuff to do.
Well, you are. Mr. Sullivan, if you want to come and get a copy of your discovery or look at it, you can always come to court in person.
I live in Flint. I don't have the option to do that. I've already moved 80 miles away from where this situation happened.
Well,
I'm trying to move on with my life.
You know, when you come for trial, you will have to come in person.
That's perfectly fine as long as I have the time to set that up.
All right, I'll see you March 21st at 8. 1 second. They're resolved. They're resolving them. We'll see you March 21st at 8:30 a.m. for your jury trial.
How am I going to go to trial if I've not seen any evidence and I'm not prepared for trial? This is exactly why I'm firing my lawyer.
Mr. Sullivan, that's not why you're fighting with your lawyer. You're fighting with your lawyer because the plea was revoked. There was a plea offer and it was pulled back, and that's why you're fighting with your lawyer. But if you want to come and speak, you want to speak with someone, you want to get a copy of the discovery, you're entitled to that.
We'll make another copy available, Your Honor.
We've got Mr. Sullivan. Can I give Mr. Guzicki your phone number?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
And you can have a copy of the discovery, but I mean, that's either way, you're coming to trial on March 21st, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. We'll see you on your trial date. Mr. Guzicki, you can apprise the court of your status with Mr. Sullivan.
Thank you,
Mr. Zick present.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're all set, Mr. Sullivan. Don't wait, we gotta put more on the record.
Let me just release it.